So in case you ever wondered what the rarest production model Honda bike ever is, right here, 1983 only, CX650 Turbo, 1,777 worldwide, that's it. And that made this thing a nightmare to find parts for. There's nobody parting them out, they all fix them. There's a few people that have parted them out over the years, but they are very rare to come across. So it's a V-twin 650 pushrod engine, turbocharged, and no carburetors, fuel injection in 1983. This thing was way ahead of its time. Shaft drive, aluminum swing arms, monoshock on the back, anti-dive front suspension that's adjustable, the TRAC system. Got a little dial there where you can adjust how much dive you would like when you apply the brakes. What a motorcycle. So this one came in, had blown head gaskets caused by age, and on these, the turbo wastegate is done right here with this little actuator. So what happens is boost pressure comes up, shoves that arm over, opens the wastegate, dumps the boost. So the hot setup, what people were doing on these back in the day was they would add a little piece of hose with a bleeder valve to bleed off some of that pressure, which would trick it into thinking that it wasn't quite there yet and ramping up the boost pressure, but these just could not handle the extra pressure in the cylinders. Plus, they didn't have the fueling for it. These have no oxygen sensors. It's all runoff programming on the ECM, which is a very neat setup on this bike. Because the way you get your codes on it, this one had a code once I got it running, fuel system error, not check engine light, is it has 4 LEDs on the side of the computer. Depending on which ones are lit up, tells you your code. And on this bike, there's only 12 possible codes. Wouldn't that be nice on modern cars? 12 codes. Thousands of codes on them. Body module codes, lighting module codes, powertrain control module codes. Anything will set a code on those things. This thing was actually set up to where even though that right pickup was dead, it should be completely dead on the right side. No spark, no fuel. The ECM recognizes it's not working and would fake out the signal and it would still run. Not as good as it should, but it would still run well enough to get you back home and keep you out of the dealership for a little bit. So these bikes are rated at right around 100 crankshaft horsepower. I've dynoed this one. I'll make a video of it here soon. This one put almost 84 horsepower to the wheel, which is unheard of because a standard 650 would probably be around 65 at the crank and probably around 52, 53 at the wheel. So 30 horsepower from that turbo. And before the weather turned bad, I actually got to ride it. And whenever it would come up to around 4,500 to 5,000 when it would start building boost. And it was like a light switch. You'd see the sky in low gear. No, I'm not going to tell you it's going to do 5th gear wheelie, but in low gear, you hammer it, the boost comes up, you see the sky. It was pretty impressive. It has a digital boost gauge. We can see up here. So as those segments move out to the outside, that indicates that the boost is coming up. Kind of a neat, totally 1980s feature. So why turbo bikes? Well, all the Japanese manufacturers had turbo bikes. Most of them were around this size. And all the Japanese bikes that were over 700 cc's, that used to be 750s, was because of Harley Davidson. Why Harley Davidson? Well, they do what Harley Davidson does. If they can't win, they complain to who's in charge. And you can fact check me on that, but look at the new Indian flat tracker. They were whipping Harley's ass all up and down the track. So they cried to the AFT people, we can't win, the races aren't even close, so they made them put restrictors on the Indians. They still won. Harley should have stuck with their XR750, the best flat track bike ever made, period, hands down. That water-cooled turd belongs in a dumpster. That's all on that. But anyway, so 1983, Reagan implements a 45% tariff on any Japanese bike, well, any bike coming into the States that's not Harley Davidson, over 700 cc. So the Japanese took their 750s, sleeved them down to 699s. This bike's a 673. And that's how they got around the tariffs. Even though you could still buy larger bikes, you just had to pay 45% extra. I don't know exactly how long that lasts. I mean, I was still crapping in a diaper. I was born in 82, so in 83 I was a year old. But what a machine. Beautiful. Red, white, and blue. Pearl paint. an absolute pleasure to drive.